If it seems a little smoky in here, it's because I just severely burned some naan bread. Just beyond recognition. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you wanted to join me today. Today we're going to talk about 20 wasteful things that I think everyone should just stop supporting, buying, using, just off with it. If you are completely new to this channel, hello, my name is Mary. I live a zero waste and vegan lifestyle, so I try to minimize my consumption of the goods, my waste, my amount of plastic, everything as much as I possibly can, and I want to help you do the same thing. So this is a very good way, I guess, of getting like a big overview of 20 things that you can just start to cut out right now and become more sustainable. Some of these things are like tiny small things that everyone can do without, and some of them are bigger lifestyle changes that require a little bit more heavy lifting, so to speak. Let's get started. Woo! The first thing that I think everyone should stop supporting and buying right now is glitter, sequins, sparkles, everything that shines basically, because most glitter is made from plastic. You can get a biodegradable potato starch or like seaweed based glitter, but I personally find that it's just the easiest to do without, because it's not necessary. It's not necessary in the least, and that's why I think we should ditch it. The problem that is with glitter, and I talked about this in several other videos as well because it is my nemesis. First of all, it's so small and it's just made from plastic. So when this plastic falls off your makeup or your couch cushion or your cell phone cover, it goes straight into water systems and nature and even into your own body. And the effect of microplastic is such a new concept that we do not yet have proper research to tell what will happen to our bodies in 50 years when exposed to this amount of microplastic. We eat an entire credit card's worth of plastic every single week. It's just not good enough, and glitter is just such an important part of that. Ditch. The next thing I think that we should just toss right now is aluminum and cling foil. Both the plastic film, like the cling foil that you put on top of like bowls and whatnot to keep food fresh, and aluminum foil. Both of these are extremely wasteful. First of all, because the amount of plastic and oil that goes into making cling film that you only use once is staggering. And second of all, aluminum foil is made from aluminum, and it's a metal. It's actually one of the most useful metals that we have because it can be recycled indefinitely, but not when you wrap your food in it, because when it's exposed to food it can only go in landfill, and it's a whole thing. It's an insane way of using a product or using a material that is actually really useful, but in a really wasteful way. And there's so many alternatives to food covering products. I use soy wax, for instance, but you can also just use two plates on top of one another, or use glass jars, or use your old Tupperware. There's so many other options that are not disposable. Number 3 is plastic cups and plastic cutlery. Stuff that you generally use on a nice picnic or like a night out, or like if you have a big party and don't want to clean 20 people's worth of dishes, you just buy plastic cups, you just buy plastic cutlery. It's fine, it's fine. It was not fine. So instead of using plastic cups and plastic cutlery, you can of course just bring your own things from home if you're going out. If I'm going on a picnic, I always have a little cup with me for drinks, so I don't have to use plastic cups. And whenever I go out, no matter what I'm doing, I have a spork with me, a little half spoon, half fork that I use instead of plastic cutlery. It's not that hard, it's not that difficult, and it does not take up a lot of room, so I suggest you do the same. If you're throwing a party and you do not have the facilities to wash 20 people's worth of dishes, you can ask people to bring their own set of cutlery. I think that's really cute, and definitely look into it. Number 5 is plastic bags. I think that most people on earth are aware at this point that plastic bags is not a good thing, regardless of whether or not they still use them. We know that it has become the symbol of plastic, the plastic bag, and it's just so easy to switch out with a reusable bag, so go ahead and do that right now. If you've been waiting for a sign to start being eco-friendly, I guess clicking on this video is it. Editing G just in. You may realize that I forgot to mention number 4. Like a dumbass. So I promise you the next time in part 2 of this video, I will have 21 tips for you. Sorry. Number 6 is chewing gum, because chewing gum actually contains 20% plastic, which is why you see it on just the street lying everywhere, on trees, just because it's plastic. It does not biodegrade, and it's really, really concerning actually. Do you know where your gum from last year is at this point? Because I will bet you it's somewhere. That's wild. The next one is fabric softener. This is a big one for me. I have never really liked fabric softener all that lot. It makes my skin super, super itchy because it's just chemicals, perfume, and in plastic bottles. It's just, there's no reason to use fabric softeners. If you really like your clothes having like a scent when you wash them, use essential oils, because that works just great. A few drops of essential oils in with your clothes works wonders. No need to buy this fabric softener. It contaminates our water systems, it hurts animals, it hurts you. It's filled with plastic and it's made extremely unethically and unsustainably. So consider just not using that anymore. The next one is plastic plants and just generally fake plants and fake flowers. If you do not have the ability to keep a plant alive, don't have a plant. If you don't have the ability to keep normal plants alive, then find a cactus. But having fake plants, I seldom think is the right choice. Number 9 is duct tape and scotch tape. Generally everything that has to do with tape. You can actually get natural paper-based tape with natural glue on it. It's a little bit expensive, but you can get it. You can also look at alternatives like paper clips. If you're wrapping gifts, wrap them just with the string and then it's fine. You don't actually need tape for that many reasons, and if there is a reason why you need tape, try to look for an alternative, because that's just also plastic that goes in the bin. Number 10 is something that really, really bothers me, and it is occasional decor. Occasional decor like New Year's decor or birthday decor or Christmas decor. Stuff that you can only use maybe once a year or maybe even once. Like, we just entered 2020 and the amount of decor that said 2020 on it will only be used on New Year's Eve 2020. And I think that's absolutely insane. Instead, I have gathered a lot of decor in my apartment that I use for every occasion. So I have something that I pull out every time there is an occasion to celebrate. And it does not say happy birthday or New Year's or Christmas or whatever. It's just, it looks pretty, it looks festive, and you can do that with all kinds of occasions. Instead of having specialized decor, try to go for something that's a bit more general, a bit more overall, but still has that festive vibe. Number 11 is paper tissues and wet wipes. Actually 2 different products, but I guess in the same sort of category. But I know a lot of people who use paper tissues in their household, just in the kitchen or generally to wash up their fingers. The same with wet wipes, and you don't need to do that. If you want something to wash up your fingers when you're eating, use a normal cloth. That's just it. It's better, it's not disposable. A good rule of thumb: if a product is disposable, try to find an alternative that's reusable. That's the entire zero waste lifestyle in a nutshell. Number 12 is sodas, pops, fizzy drinks, carbonated drinks. Generally, I think we need to consume way, way less of those in general, because they all come in plastic bottles, and a lot of these companies like Pepsi or Coca-Cola are super, super unsustainable, and they use a ton of plastic wrap. So try not to support these big companies. If I really, really want a fizzy drink, I often actually go for like a locally produced carbonated lemonade or something that comes in a glass bottle. I support a local business. It's just way, way better. Next one is disposable cleaning cloths and sponges. I have seen this throughout my entire childhood, and maybe you have too. The disposable, some people washed them, some people didn't, disposable cloths that came in blue and pink and yellow, and they are just made of plastic. The same with the yellow sponges, just made out of plastic. And there's so many alternatives that you can use instead. I use knitted cotton cloths instead that I can rewash and use over and over and over again. And I use different kinds of sponges in my kitchen or in my cleaning supply that you can also wash and use over and over again, and that are made from natural materials rather than synthetic. Always a good idea. Number 14 is kind of related to this, but specialized cleaning supplies. I use my own homemade cleaning agent that's made with vinegar and citrus peels. And that works so well, it works wonders for me, because you don't need one cleaner for your tabletop. You don't need one cleaner for tiles, another for glass, another for wood, another for stains, another for fats. You just need a good universal cleaning agent. And the people who are telling you that you need different ones usually will sell you the different ones. And don't buy into it. Stop using the specialized cleaning supplies, but just have a couple of items that you use throughout your entire house. That's sustainability, yo. Number 15 is new electronics. A lot of electronic equipment today comes with planned obsolescence, which means that it's coded to break at some point, and that will force the consumer who purchased the product to buy a new product. A lot of tech companies, like phone companies, also make new models every single year, often several times a year, with small changes, just slight adaptations, slight changes that will make the new version seem better than the version you already have, thus nudging you into buying the new product. But don't buy into the hype. If you need a new electronic piece of equipment, if you need a new cell phone, a new laptop, try see if you can find it secondhand. I use several online secondhand platforms to find my electronic equipment. I'm filming on a secondhand camera right now. I'm using a secondhand phone and a secondhand laptop. You don't need to buy the newest item. You can buy something that's probably a year, half a year old, even, 2 years old, 3 years old, who cares? In the same way that designer brands are living off of the prestige that comes from purchasing the product, so does a lot of tech companies, and you don't need to buy into that at all. Number 16 is meat and dairy and generally factory farming, because factory farming is one of the most polluting industries on this planet. We produce so much meat and so much dairy and so many animal products. It's absolutely insane. If we killed people with the same rate with which we kill animals, we would have an entire human race extinct in 17 days. 17 days. So cutting out meat and dairy and generally animal products from factory farming out of your diet will exponentially make your diet more sustainable. If you are interested in more videos about diets and food without meat and dairy in it, check out my What I Eat in a Day videos, because I'm 100% vegan and I am sharing all kinds of recipes with you to make this easier. And also my arms haven't fallen off, my head is still well attached. I'm okay. Number 17 is elastic bands, like elastic bands that you, hair ties. Cool. Because hair ties often contain plastic. You can get a few versions without plastic, and I think definitely look into those. But hair bands is, and like hair ties, is something that I see people throw on the street all the time. Try and notice how many hair ties are actually on the ground. I usually pick them up and I freeze them, or like I boil them, and then I use them for myself, because might as well use what's already there rather than buying new ones. And by boiling them, you remove all bacteria, so no harm done. Number 18 is fairy lights, like the ones behind me. I have bought these here fairy lights in a secondhand shop, and I absolutely love them to bits. It's not that fairy lights are ugly or that them by themselves are unsustainable, but it's more the way they are produced that is unsustainable. These in my background is only lit when I film my videos, so today I've been filming for like 20 minutes and then I will turn them off again. But I do understand why people want fairy lights, because they are so festive and so moody, and I love them. But instead of going out and buying them from new, try and find them secondhand, because a lot of people donate these. Let me tell you right now. Number 19 is journals, notebooks, to-do lists and calendars. It's okay to have a notebook or like to have a journal, but I see so many stores that sell all kinds of beautiful designs, and that makes a lot of consumers, including myself, want more of them. And then we buy a lot of journals and a lot of notebooks that we don't actually need and possibly we're never going to use, and I think that's so sad. So buy one and then stop buying them and use it for a year, and then the next year you can buy another one. And number 20, which I think is also kind of important, is postcards. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little thing, you guys, but postcards are often not recyclable because they are laminated or like they have some film and effect on them that is not paper. And when paper and cardboard, like when cardboard and plastic are mixed, none of them can be recycled, which is too bad. So instead of buying like flashy postcards, just have a normal paper, like a letter, like you live in the 1920s. That's okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you liked it. Leave me a comment down below and tell me what kind of products you are ditching now and what kind of products you thought I should have left in this video, and maybe I will make a part 2. That could be kind of cool. If you like this video, you can also subscribe to my channel and see more of this kind of content. I would love to have you here. We are all a family. Take really good care of yourselves. Until next time, I will see you then. Bye! Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green, zero-waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on